Bream. Another stunning fish. Yeah, you have to be careful as well because every single one of these has got a spike in him. Got a spike at the back of his gill, spike on his dorsals, spike on his anal fin even. Yeah. Them teeth in there will crush your fingers. So, cheeky mullet.
2.
There is the bream that I caught yesterday. All I did was, when I dispatched it, I bled it and then I took all the guts out the inside. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale it. I'm going to take all of the scales off. Now, be careful when you're doing that because it has got some quite nasty spikes. All I do is I use a spoon, just a teaspoon, and you just rub the scales. The scales go one way. It's like stroking a dog. You never stroke a dog the wrong way, do you? So if you push the scales up, like that, they all come off. If you do it out of water, they just fire everywhere. So it's easier if you hold the fish underwater and then just use a spoon to scrape. There you can see. I've taken all the scales off one side, off this side. And look at the difference. That's with the scales on. See how shiny it is? That's with the scales off. And now we'll just do the other side. Right, and there's all the scales off of both sides. You'll see how many scales there was now.
Oh my God.
There they all are there, look.
Is that like when Dad cuts his toenails?
Yeah. Some long.
I've tidied myself up a little bit and we've made it round to Jim's. I will just introduce you. He's dealing with the bream.
Ow!
I had honestly, like 20 seconds previous, just said, I've scaled it, but spines are still on it, so be careful. He was like, oh yeah. He's just checking the spines off.
You pulled that back, thank you. My finger is sore now. And anyway, welcome to Spargo's kitchen on a Saturday morning, and we're cooking in socks. I'll concentrate on this for a minute, right, and then we'll come back.
I'll get the first aid box. Right. Using a strong pair of scissors, we've just taken all the fins and the tail off, and Jim's just giving it a double check to make sure that I haven't missed any scales.
No, beautifully done. I don't think there's any there, John.
Right.
Okay, we're ready to go. Yes.
Right. Yeah, I'll just hand you straight over to Jim.
Oh, thank you. No blood, it was just a pinprick. There's the fish in a much more sociable condition. I'm going to take his head off. We'll make up a marinade of olive oil and some lemon juice and a selection of herbs that I picked earlier. There's some dill, bit of borage, thyme, I think, and some oregano.
And they're all from your allotment?
They're all from the allotment. So I'll chop those up and we'll bake the fish with those. We're going to have 2 potato dishes, so some new potatoes and some potatoes I've peeled already. I'm just going to dice those and we'll fry those with some garlic, onions and green peppers. I've got masses of greens at the moment, so this is the leaves from purple sprouting broccoli and baby spinach. So I shall pan fry those with a bit of onion. Throw in the mange too, and these are the stalks. So I'll start those off with some onion in a bit of olive oil before putting the greens through, and we'll have some roast beetroot. Those are already cooked, so I'll just deal with this fish.
Yeah, I'm conscious that some people don't like seeing things like that, so we'll cut to it after Jim has
And
butchered up the fish.
I'll put the oven on. Putting that on at 200, and whilst I deal with the fish and come back for the making of the marinade. I don't know what that is, about 50 ml of olive oil.
We've taken the head off the fish. We're just squeezing 2 small lemons.
2 small lemons for the juice. Good grind of black pepper, smidge of sea salt, white pepper. Right, we're just going to make some slashes in the.
Is that just so that the flavours get into the meat of the fish?
Yes, indeed. Precisely. Put a little bit of that. Oh, lemon pips, I want those. I'm determined to grow a lemon tree. Right, we have dill, oregano, thyme, and a bit of borage. All Mediterranean type herbs. They only need to be roughly chopped underneath. If you've had a dryish white wine on the go, a splash of that would help tremendously. Look what I found in the fridge, a bottle of McGuigan's Chardonnay. Just not even half a glass. I know some people don't like cooking with alcohol. So McGuigan's do an excellent range of no alcohol wines, and they are delicious. This is not a paid promotion. I just have an affinity for McGuigan's wine. Right, a couple of nice rounds of lemon, and we're going to pop those 4 slashes, 4 rounds of
It was almost as if you'd planned that.
Oh, well, do you know, I was thinking that very same thing. And just a little more salt on the top.
This is possibly just one of those little things that I would like to add. Is, you know, like when you open a packet of salt and vinegar crisps and your tongue starts to salivate, and you have you have an association, don't you, in your mind? As soon as I can smell like fish and fresh lemon, it starts me off. My mouth's watering.
I now have a leaky corner this side. So just going to rinse the oil off these lemon pips, and I'm going to add them to my stash. So just here on just a bit of wet paper. I want to see if this can get to germinate. Right, what are we up to? Fish, there we go. And right, I'm just going to let that stand for 10 minutes whilst the oven is heating up, and I'll get on with the potatoes we're going to saute. Right, just roughly chopping the peeled potatoes, and I'm going to just cook these until they're barely done, and then we'll finish them off in some butter with the onions. I've got some. I cooked a ham off earlier. So I'm going to glaze that whilst the oven is on for the cooking the fish.
So you're using the ham water?
So I'm using the ham water to cook the potatoes, and also.
Any particular reason?
Well, yes, because when I've cooked the potatoes, I'm going to use this water to make some pea soup, pea and mint soup.
The ham juice, the potato juice,
yeah. And the potatoes will pick up a little flavour of the ham, which will be just lovely. Slicing 2 small onions, some splash of olive oil, and about an ounce of butter. Just going to soften these onions. Pop those in.
Bit of oil, bit of butter.
Bit of oil, bit of butter. This is a pan. It's brilliant. It doesn't actually need any oils. It can almost be used for dry frying. It was a present from you and Hannah for my birthday. So we'll let those go along quietly, and
it's like a little seed cage.
Oh, it's lovely. Yes.
This is all to go to the compost heap on the allotments.
Indeed. I've just taken the sides and the bottom off the pepper. Here I've got the flesh slicing through. That's going to go in with the onion. I put a lid on so the steam will go back into the pan and sweat the onions down, because I don't want them dark.
Is that so it sweats and makes them soft rather than makes them brown?
Yeah, we don't really need them. They can brown a little later. So, in with the peppers, lid back on. What I'm going to do with the garlic is I'm just going to cut these cloves in 2 or 3 pieces and put them in whole with these vegetables. All of this can go in there. That can go to my stash. Little squeeze just to get them to come out of their jackets. Give them a little squeeze under the knife and they sort of come away from the skins. Nice big pieces.
Why would you cook them into big pieces instead of cutting them into real small pieces? Because usually you crush them with salt as well, don't you?
Do indeed, but I don't want that sort of strong garlicky taste in this dish. And these will sweeten up beautifully, and they won't. You can just eat them like that. It won't be strong garlic flavour, but it'll be sweet and very soft. They're nearly done. When they're cooked, I'll lift those out into a separate dish, and then when the chopped potatoes are cooked, we'll strain those, and I shall fry the potatoes in some butter, give them a bit of colour, and then put these cooked vegetables back on.
So your oven's been preheating now, hasn't it, for a while?
Preheated the oven at 200 degrees. We've got the peppers, onion and garlic softening, and I've put the pan of new potatoes on. The chopped potatoes for the sauté are on the go, and we'll put the fish in now. I'm going to leave that for 20 minutes, and then we'll see if I can burn a lip, and those are lovely and soft. Oh, you can sit down down and eat that now. I'm dribbling again, John. Right. A little bit of olive oil. Generous knob of butter. Right, turn the heat up a bit. I love onions, I just can't get enough of onions. So if you don't want onions with your greens, leave them out, but I like them. You could also chop some bacon or pancetta through this. Some smoked bacon lardons would be lovely. And you could also put a handful of fresh or frozen peas, which I may well do. Onion, and again we just want that to soften. Always put some touch of salt. I like a bit of white pepper. Bit of black. Here's the stems from the cabbage and the broccoli leaves. They will take quite a bit of cooking, so they can go in with the onions. A bit of garlic. Another dimension to the flavour. The onions and the stalks have cooked down nicely. In with the sugar snaps. Greens in. Spinach always looks a huge amount for the pan,
Yeah.
but they will cook down. Diced potatoes are cooked. Oh, ow, ow, ow. So I want the water soup. Got a pan on the warm. There's a couple of ounces of butter. You can use a spoon. I'm going to clean the stove.
Yeah, I was just thinking I'd try that and it'd be all over the place.
New potatoes are chundering away. A little bit of seasoning with they were cooked in the ham stock, so they will be carrying a bit of salt anyway. When they've taken on a bit of colour, we'll put the onions and peppers back in. Right, let's see what this is doing. Oh, what else?
Half in size already, haven't they? As soon as I've started bolting down.
I'm going to put the pan there. Don't need any more heat in that. They can steam as they are. Another 5 or 6 minutes to cook those.
You're just gauging how soft they are.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the fish, shall we? Small knife. Not far, not quite, but
Gonna burn yourself?
no,
Not yet.
not yet. Now, potatoes, John, have been on a moderate heat. So, picking up some lovely colour. So let's put these
And that's
vegetables.
peppers, onions and garlic from earlier.
Yeah. Olive oil and a bit of butter.
Oh wow. Tastes amazing.
Just leave those slowly.
There's no way of telling that they're done unless you try them, is it? It's not like with a potato where you can put a knife in and it...
Oh, no. What have they had? 5 minutes there, steaming. 2 minutes on the heat. They just need a little seasoning. Just hold these in very gently because again, this is a present from you and Hannah. Don't want to mark my pan. That's cooking too fast. The new potatoes I've drained. There we maybe some liquid, bit of butter. That's just water that's come off the drained potatoes. Turn the heat up. Oh, right, okay. Right, through the thickest part of the fish, in on the back burner. This is going to be hot. Christ, yes it was. Do I think, John?
We could have just said that was cooked, but no.
Well, I knew it was cooked, but you gave me the knife. Here, no, right, come here. Right.
That's been in there longer though. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Pre-warned is pre-armed, isn't it? Oh.
I'll cut that bit out.
The beetroot, we've done this before, haven't we, John? There'll be nothing left in it. Is that the potatoes?
Peppers.
I see, okay. The cooked beetroot, I just chop roughly into the pan with olive oil and we'll let them take up the heat and then we'll finish with a splash of balsamic vinegar.
And it's served.
Right, well, I just carefully lifted off this bream for you, John. I think the last time we did this dish we even discussed about perhaps cooking them as fillets because you have to look for the odd rogue bone and it never really...
Well, there you go. I've laid myself open for doing another bream video.
Right, yes.
James is going to try a little bit. We have got some...
And we've got the greens and some beetroot.
Is it good?
Just flashed up in some
Still got a mouthful.
olive oil and a splash of balsamic vinegar.
Hannah's already helped us out to some potatoes.
Carry on.
They must be good.
I
Don't
haven't had potatoes.
You're just eating the peppers with.
eat your greens up. And then if you eat all your greens, you can have some more peppers.
I'm going to get stuck in before this gets
How's
cold.
the fit?
Surely you want to eat more than that, Jim.
Just some of the... Excuse the... Do you want
That's
any?
wonderful how all the bones have come off,
Ju-
but you've
ju-
still left little rib bones, hasn't it, in there?
Yes, we'll just lift those out now.
It's a stunning fillet of fish.
Fantastic.
You wouldn't have needed it to be much bigger, would you, before there was too much?
No, well, I do think next time we do them, we'll
Fill
take
it.
the whole side off. Oh, the dinosaurs have arrived. That'll be the nice herby bit under. Yes, sir.
It is a lovely white fish, isn't it?
More greens, Hannah. All right. Yeah. Oh, lovely, isn't it?
Those potatoes are especially nice, isn't it?
They are.
I'm not going to say too much more. I'm just going to get stuck in. Right, well, I think the empty plates speak for themselves. Did you enjoy your tea?
Yeah.
Now, I enjoyed my tea too. And now I get the joy of the dishes and the stove cleaning.
I know how much you enjoy it, so I thought I would leave it for you. Yeah.
Oh, indeed. I wouldn't have it any other way.
That was absolutely delicious. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And yeah, Jim's telling me now it's got to be John Dory and turbot next.
Yes, I have appetites, John, that need sating.
I hope you enjoyed joining us. All the very best. We'll see you later.
Oh, sorry,
Bye.
I pulled the plug there.